How you doing, Manginas? Tanky Talda here, bringing you guys Job Stories number 2 on Domination on Tremor. And wow, you guys are probably like, what the hell? You're alive, man. And yeah, that's my bad. This is my bad. I didn't upload for about 2 months now, and so it's not very good of me. I have been streaming, so most of you guys have seen me if you guys follow my stream. But I got busy with work. I just have a hard time making videos. Like, I just always am trying to stream whenever I play video games and stuff like that. And I kind of forgot and just kind of ignored my YouTube channel. And so hopefully I'm going to fix that. I'm going to start uploading again. I know I've said that in the past, but it kind of was nice taking a 2-month break. Hopefully I still have quite a bit of support. I saw my last video, Job Stories number 1, had like 700 views, which is awesome. I don't know if like people just kept clicking back on my channel, or if literally people just enjoyed that and want to see another episode, like a series such as Girlfriend Stories. Anyways, yeah, so I hopefully will start uploading again more often. I know I have another doozy of a upload coming up pretty soon, a Twitch highlight. This guy got really mad at me. He is a trick shotter. He had like 31,000 followers on Twitter, excuse me, and he essentially tried to get all of his Twitter followers to report and block me, so I would get kicked off Twitter. But I'll tell you guys that story. It's pretty funny. The guy is hilarious. He didn't mean to be hilarious, but he was hilarious to me. Anyway, so let's get into Job Stories number 2. If you have not seen the first one, check the description, watch the first episode. It kind of gives you a good idea of what this job was like, because I kind of explain it essentially. But it was my singing and dancing job at an amusement park. My first year, I'm working at this amusement park for my 6th summer now in a row on 4 different departments. And I also want to mention that in a couple episodes, I have videos of the shows. I have pictures of like the people, and I also have like behind the scenes. Like we had a camera and we just did funny little joke videos. So you guys would kind of get to see how I was back then when I was 18, what I looked like and how I was. And then you'll also be able to put faces with the stories, like the people I talk about. So it would be kind of cool for you guys to see exactly what the job was, despite like all these stories. So that will come up in like an episode, a few episodes. You guys will see plenty of videos of this job. And so since I haven't uploaded for a while, I'm gonna give you guys one of the probably the best stories out of this job. It was an orgy story. It was really weird, and you guys have probably heard it before in Girlfriend Stories. But that has been a long time, so most of you guys probably haven't heard it. And I also don't remember really talking about it that much. I think it was in my X-rated Girlfriend Stories. But anyways, let's get to it. So with this job, I was dating a girl for about 6 months, and then I found out she cheated on me. But what happened was we were doing the dirty in the car, and she says her ex-boyfriend's name. And I didn't hear her. She just starts bawling, and I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, I said Nick's name. And I'm like, oh, I'm ready to go home. You can drive me home. So we broke up, and a week later, my girl at work I was friends with, I knew her in high school. Actually, I had a crush on her like a long time ago before this job, like in I think 9th grade, I think. But anyways, so she's like, yo, I'm gonna hook you up with my friends. Like, she's DTF. Like, you guys will be awesome. Like, she's really cool and everything. So her name was, I think, Caitlin, something like that. And she comes to this party, and we have this house for the people that live too far away. They had this house, and we would party there, we would drink there, we would stay over because they had so many bedrooms. And so Maddie and her friend come over, and her friend Caitlin, that is, came over. And you know how like sometimes like they say they're DTF, but you have to do some groundwork. You have to like flirt with them. You got to get to know them and stuff. I knew right away that I was in. Like, I literally did not have to, like, say anything to her, and I'm not kidding this. Like, we were playing cards at the table. I wasn't going to try to make my move yet. We were on the opposite sides. Like, I would say, like, some kind of joke, like a couple giggles, and this girl, she would just die of laughter. Like, she would just start, like, going crazy after just one little pun, and I'm like, oh my god, like, she wants the D, like, bad. Like, she's in for it. She can't wait. And so, like, the whole night, I didn't essentially ignore her, but I really didn't know her that well. I kind of would say a couple things here and there, just so she would know I'm paying attention to her and everything like that, and we're all good. You know what I mean? And so, but for the most part, we really didn't really talk or get to know each other that much, outside of a few sentences to each other. But I was drinking Rumplemints. I don't know if you're familiar with Rumplemints. It's 100 proof. It's really, really heavy. It's half of it is alcohol, so it got me fucked up. It was mint flavored and everything. I loved the taste. I was pretty new to drinking. I had a fake ID, and I drank 3/4 of the bottle, which is not a good idea. Like, I was straight up chugging it, and I would chase it with Mountain Dew, like during Ring of Fire, that card game, if you guys are familiar. And so I was way messed up. Like, I had way too much to drink. And by the way, this story's going to make me sound so trashy, because I was really trashy. Like I said, I just got done with a 6-month relationship. It kind of sucked. So I think this was my rebound. So I went wild, apparently. And so everybody was starting to go to bed. The night was winding down. It was probably like 2 a.m. or something like that. And I was trying to find where I'm sleeping. And so, Mom, by the way, this kid's funny. Mom, what's for dinner? I don't know, he doesn't say that, but anyways, so I find out I'm sleeping in the basement, and there's a bunk bed without the bottom bunk, just the top bunk, and then there's a pile of about 5-6 mattresses right next to it. And Maddie and her boyfriend that she had with them were in the top bunk, and me and Caitlin were in the pile of mattresses. And I don't think there was like a code word like, yo, like, you know, are we doing this? Yeah, we're doing this, you know. I think it just all started happening, where clothes were beginning to be thrown off. Clothes were everywhere. We just took it off and just got naked, all 4 of us. And so, like, I mean, and by the way, we were in, like, if I would have reached my arm out and they reached their arm out, we would be touching each other's forearms. Like, I mean, I was pretty close to these people. I was less than, like, 5 feet away from the other 2 in the top mattress. So obviously it's a pretty good line of sight between us. And I was just so drunk, I guess I didn't even care. But anyways, what made it kind of suck? Because this sounds like a great story, like, oh man, that's awesome, dude. But it sucked, and this is why. First of all, I was so drunk that I had a little bit of problems. I'm not going to quite explain, but most people that have drank before probably understand. They're like, oh, that kind of problem. I'm like, yeah, a little bit. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't just a game changer where I couldn't do anything, but a little bit of problem there. And then also, this girl was also really trashed. And by the way, it's consensual. I thought I would put that out there. She was pretty drunk. I was pretty drunk. We were cool with it and everything. We had already said that. So I just want to put that out there before somebody starts rumors. And I would be like patting her. I would be like touching her, like, I don't know, her hip. Like, I'd be touching her hip, and all of a sudden she'd like moan, like super loud. Like, ah! Well, that was screaming. Like, ah! I'm not gonna moan. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that. I almost did. And so anyway, she'd do it really loud. I'm like, hey girl, there's like people upstairs sleeping. There's like 8 other people in this house. You know, I want to try to keep it on the DL. You know, like, shh. There's a room right upstairs. So you're still like, hey, you gotta be quiet. She'd do it again. I wouldn't even be touching her. I wouldn't even be touching her at all. Like, no physical contact. And she would just start moaning. Ah! I'm like, come on, man. We talked about this. You gotta be quiet. And she was so loud, so much so the other people were like, shh, you gotta be quiet, Caitlin. Like, come on, shut up. And so anyways, during this, I'm not sure how long it lasted, but during this, I repeatedly had to get up to go puke. So that was fun. So I would go throw up. I would come back. I would kind of rinse my mouth out. So, I mean, it's still gross, but at least better than nothing. Rinse them out, come back, go throw up, come back, go throw up, come back. And at one point, these pile of mattresses fell down. We fell off the mattresses. The mattresses came tumbling down. The other 2, like, stopped. They're like, oh, are you guys okay? We're like, yeah, man, we're good. Stacked them back up and kept going to town, you know? And unfortunately, it looks like I'm running out of time. So I'll finish off the story. There are some pretty funny parts where, for instance, she thought we were pretty much dating afterwards. So I'll get into that. And so I'll see you guys in Job Stories number 3. Stay hairy, man, Janus.